Hey guys, it's Jonathan here from Set Sail, and today we're doing a bit of a throwback to an old style video we haven't done in a while. We're going to do an episode of Things We Like. Things we like, things we like. So last week I put out a little post on my Instagram with kind of a half-joking caption of, guys, Christian music's good now, and I'm really happy about it. It was so fun just reading through all the comments of people sharing music that they like, stuff that they've been listening to, and even a couple of people messaging us saying thank you for the Set Sail channel and for the stuff that we've been doing here in terms of sharing other music, and that it was through our platform that they were able to find different artists. So today we're going to do a bit of a quarantine special. We're doing a group chat over Zoom and we're going to be sharing 10 of our current favourite Christian artists. So let's jump into it. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with artist number 1, which is John Mark Pantana.
I was made for heaven. I was made for Jesus.
Who we met in Lynchburg, right? I remember actually we were with Andrew Lennon filming our little Set Sail video, and he played us, I think, John Mark's first album that was like iPhone recordings of him and his piano, and I was just like blown away by them. And since then he's gone on to release more albums, and he came out with a new one last year, and this year he's releasing B-sides where he's like remaking a lot of those songs and doing them in a new kind of style, produced by the guys from Laity as well. So I've heard like 3 of those songs are out already, and the full thing's coming out 10th of July. But that's going to be amazing. John Mark Pantana, big fave.
I think one of the things I loved about John Mark Pantana as well was just the way that when he plays live, just at the end of a song he would just put his hand on his hip and just start talking about Jesus like he was a granddad or something like that, and so much wisdom and just love oozing from his heart. It's like being sung to by your granddad.
But a nice young granddad. We're not saying he's old. So artist number 2, Philip, who have we got?
Artist number 2 is a song called Waterfall, and it's from Ollie. This song was really great. The first time I listened to it, I was just kind of starstruck, just because like just how beautiful the song itself was, and then to discover they're like teenagers almost, making this type of music really just encouraged me to like. It was so creative. It just felt so. I mean, from the strings, the melody, the lyrics, the chorus, even the rap part too. It felt so good. And I'm a sucker for like chords that. Progression that it has a little bit of jazziness to it, so when I listened to it I was just like, oh yes Lord. Wonder where they're from.
I don't know actually. They opened for King's Kaleidoscope on their tour, so I don't know if they're from the same place. Or artist number 3, Nathan.
It's John Jin Han. Firstly, I just think his name's awesome. John Jin, very satisfying to say.
It's a great name.
He's a friend of ours from LA, and he's based with the Isla Vista Worship guys. He's got his own album called Carried that came out this year, and it's just this real like kind of surfer kind of West Coast indie kind of vibe, which is the kind of music I grew up listening to. So getting to listen to worship music that sounds like that's just incredible. And he really carries something of the Father heart of God, and the love of God. Like it just really comes through. I think probably my favourite song on the record is probably "Catch You." I usually shut the curtains in my bedroom and make sure no one is going to walk through my door, and then I dance around in my bedroom to "Catch You," which is great.
"Catch You" is a big tune. That's my like driving along. Steering wheel drumming song. It's such a nice song because it's such a fast BPM as well, which you don't get a lot of the time, and musically loving it and worshipping at the same time. It's the best.
He's just a great guy as well, like just a really lovely guy.
He is.
Fun fact is that John Jin is a super good break dancer.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He's really good.
Oh,
I don't know if
wow.
you've seen it, but he was in like his dance crew too, and he was properly, dancing and break dancing. So
I want to see it in a music video, John.
I think it should be part of the live set, just like in the middle of like a worship time.
Yeah,
you should really do that.
Yeah, just everybody, just open your arms. I'm just gonna release a dance.
Guitar goes down. So artist number 4 is a very nice segue into it, actually, because we were with John in LA when we did our West Coast tour, and he played me a song by this guy called Beloved, who was producing a song that he was working on at the time. He played me the song Thank You, and it just like blew my mind. I was like, whoa, this is like really cool production, lots of like lo-fi elements, but still like simple, worshipful song. Followed him on Spotify that day, and then after that he released Palm of Your Hand, which is a cover of Harvest and John Thurlow, which I already loved that song anyway, and then he took it in like a really just amazing production direction. Me and Philip were debating over who gets to talk about Beloved. We're both like big fans, but he just released a new song, Stay, which just came out like last week, and again it's another really beautiful one. I've been like, Beloved's been in my top artists on Spotify for a while, which is saying a lot by only having 3 songs, because I've just been like looping them all the time.
I think like when you shared that Palm of Your Hand to me, I was listening to it, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Like songs that kind of like make your hips kind of move around. So yeah, speaking of hip bobbing Jesus music, this next one you guys will like. It's Cole McSween. I think you shared it to me, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think we had it on the indie worship playlist for a while. We used to play it at events as like pre-event music.
Pre-hype music.
Which is great, because the funny thing is, like, I kind of like saw his name every now and then on my Spotify page, you know, where you see like fans also like, he was always like on the top of that list, and I was thinking, oh, this is interesting, wonder what my fans are listening to. And I pressed it and I listened to this song called Washed Away, and I was like, what? There's this type of like Christian worship music out there that just kind of like makes you kind of move and groove. I think it's really cool, because like he's got this like kind of soul to it. It's really great. The guitar playing is beautiful too, but you can tell that, you know, because he's actually a drummer. Like his main instrument is drums, so you can hear like the beat is really important to him. So like if you listen to the whole album, you'll get groove, you'll get soul, and then you'll come out like, you know, just grooving around. And
he has some good videos as well on like how he makes his tracks. If people want to deep dive on YouTube. Some good stuff out there.
Oh yeah, that was like, I saw a video of him recording a lot of like the songs with SM57, was it the thin ones?
Yeah.
And that's how he recorded his vocals and everything. I was
nice.
Like, what? Are you serious?
Yes, and number 6 is True Love. We met Trula at a showcase event we were doing down in Nashville, and she's just released a new, I don't know if it's a short album or an EP, called Prologue, which came out just earlier this year. It's a really cool little EP. It's got loads of interludes in it of different Bible passages that she likes, and then it kind of interweaves into different kind of songs and stuff. It's a bit like listening to a Bible study, but also some really like nice old timely kind of music, and there's a real mix of genres going on, kind of like neo soul, jazzy kind of stuff, but then also sometimes you feel like you're just in some 1920s restaurant or something with someone singing old-time classics to you. Really cool, really well done. There's some nice trumpets that go out through the whole EP, and she just kind of has this really rich and a deep voice, which is just incredible. There's a track on there called Rain Down, which is probably the most kind of hypey track on that record. But then just enjoy the whole thing, maybe go for a walk in the park and check out True Love.
I think another cool thing that listening to her music, it was like, you don't get so much bands that just record everything like pure and clean. It's like even everything sounds like it's properly recorded in a studio. Each instrument is played to perfection, and that kind of like that kind of art or that kind of music is like, it's a great thing to appreciate music that way, and to so I really like the music too.
Quite a minimal record as well, so it's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, so number 7 is a song by Darla Baltazar and Praise Labangu. Hopefully I've got those names wrong.
Hopefully you're wrong. I think you said it right, but I hope it's wrong.
doesn't fear the Lord like no good thing.
This song was actually submitted for a creative project that we put out through Set Sail. During the kind of lockdown period, we asked people to create something around the theme of Psalm 34, and in this time where everyone's kind of on their own in their houses, it would be cool to do something that like exalts God's name together. And yeah, we have a little Discord server, and these two are both a part of that, and I don't know if they connected through the server or knew each other before, or I don't know the full story of how it came about, but they shared this song for the project, and it just like blew my mind. And such a like fun groove to the track, and it's one of those songs that I've had in my head all week, and it's just like the pure scripture from Psalm 34, but I've just been like walking around the house singing these verses, and it's kind of a cheat 'cause it's a bit of a 2-for-1, but both of these artists independently have a bunch of different songs. Darla just came out with like an EP that she just recorded in like a week that's very like, I don't know, like indie guitar, almost Boy Pablo kind of style. Just really cool project, and yeah, they're doing really good stuff. Very new, definitely one to keep an eye out for.
So number 8 is all the way from Portland. His name's Nick Smith.
I know that you saved me. I know you have given me life, Lord.
And he's not really an artist in Spotify, but he's a part of this record label called Deeper Well Record Volume 3. And it's a great album too, but it actually comes from this church called Door of Hope in Portland, and we actually got to visit there, and that's where we met Josh White, the pastor there, and he explained to us a lot about like what Deeper Well is about, and this song from Nick Smith called Savior and King is just again groovy. Love the chords. It's so different, and the cool thing about that church is like Deeper Well, any album or song that comes from Deeper Well, basically that's just the church members that write song in the Sundays. And when I think of that, like when I listen to this song and I think, oh my goodness, on Sundays I could just like listen to this groovy music while just, you know, having my little cup of coffee or tea. It's really cool, and I think it's a celebration of really just trying to be yourself, trying to be, you know, you don't need to do mainstream worship songs. You can really just do what, you know, the Lord puts in your heart and that you want to sing. And I think Door of Hope and Deeper Well does so well to kind of encourage other churches and other creatives to really seek and own their kind of like style, and with their style, you know, express it with worship to the Lord. So it's a really beautiful song.
I've been really inspired by Door of Hope as well over the years. Just they really nail what it is to study the Bible, but also to really go after art and creativity and give a lot of space for that. And there's been some amazing artists that have come out of that church and amazing projects and things. So number 9 is an EP from our friend John Titz.
Because he lives, now can face tomorrow.
We met John in Texas, and he came on the road with us. He just released a really simple EP called Hymns from a Room, and it's literally him in a room singing hymns. He kind of released it at the beginning of the lockdown. It just really hit me just in the heart, you know, like I've been kind of craving just some stripped back songs to Jesus that aren't overproduced and overhyped and different things. And he just sings these hymns that I can remember, like, I don't know, older people in my church singing, and just brought back a lot of memories. And if you know John, he's got this incredible like voice.
So he opened for us on the Midwest and Texas tour that we did, and just such a great guy. Loved having him on the tour, and it kind of, I think this project in particular reminds me of his live sets as well, because he just came with his guitar, plugged it in, and it was just like him and his voice, and just amazing to hear it live, just the like in its natural state. And this album feels like that. It's just kind of captured a guy in his room singing worship. It's beautiful. Alright, and our last one, I was semi-debating whether to include him or not, because we actually put him in the first Set Sail video we did, and I was like, are we allowed to promote him twice? But I'm going to do it anyway, because you can't stop me. It's Taylor Armstrong.
You make it so easy.
I think when I first made the set sail video about the new Christian music that we like, he'd literally just put out his first album, very kind of, I think he recorded it in garage band, he would say. And yeah, very kind of simple production style, and I feel like his music's just progressed so much since then. He's been releasing a bunch of singles, some really beautiful songs, worked with a bunch of different producers, and his new stuff coming out now is like, I think again produced by Laity, who's been doing John Mark Pantana's stuff, and yeah, just a real like indie pop vibe, shoegaze, I don't know what you call it, but it's very much like the sort of dream pop sound that I love and I love listening to. And he's got a few more singles coming out, I think, and then there's going to be a whole album EP project coming out at some point, so keep an eye out for that. But his stuff's just so good. He's just been a great friend. Again, we toured with him whenever it was, West Coast, a few months ago. I think that's been one of my favourite things, is listening to all this music and thinking, I'm sitting here loving this on a musical level, but also I'm able to worship with this and like really engage with God in it, and sit there and think, oh, that's my friend. I was like sat in a van with this guy and he's really nice. Like, it's just something really sweet about getting to do that.
I think it's really cool because like when you like dig into his mind and his songwriting, it's like, wow, his songwriting is something. It's a beautiful gift, like poetry that he comes up with, and kind of like the wordplay that he does on some of the songs and lyrics is just phenomenal.
Taylor's a songwriting genius.
For sure.
He is indeed. So yeah, there's 10 of our picks for you guys, but as I said, there is a bunch more. So many great artists coming out at the moment, and just different expressions of worship, and really diverse. That's one of the things I love about it. Like, it's not just one sound. It's not like we've just said, okay, worship's going to sound like this now, and here's the new trendy thing. It's like, it's just diversified into so many different genres and expressions, and I think it's really beautiful. But if you're sitting there at home thinking, I wish there was a playlist of these, something that was like both indie and worship in one handy playlist, well, do we have news for you? Because we have a playlist called Indie Worship, and I know a bunch of you guys probably know it already, but we will put a link to it in the description and comments and all that stuff, and we try and keep that fairly up to date. We have a page on our Rivers and Robots website where you can submit your own songs to that. We listen to them, we put the stuff in that we love, and hopefully you guys enjoy that playlist, and feel free to share your own recommendations in the comments as well, because we'd love to hear the people that you're listening to. I'm sure there'll be some that we don't know yet, but we just really want to spread the word of these people doing some awesome stuff. So we'll be back with a non-Zoom video very soon.
Set Sail Video Blog. Set Sail Video Blog. It's a video, it's a blog as well. Set